This is the future.
Another weapon that I missed during its first week is the Strun Incarnon Genesis, and I was a little surprised when I saw that the Incarnon form were shooting volleys of AoE death. The Incarnon form now inflicts a 4-meter area of effect that deals primarily blast damage, with much higher critical chance, critical multiplier, and status chance. However, it loses shotgun multi-shot mechanics and has a base multi-shot of 1. The fire rate is reduced, has much lower base damage, and the explosion possesses damage fall off from 100% to 80% from central impact. So that's the entirety of how you can describe the Strun Incarnon Genesis. At first, I say that it would be fair to use it with a Warframe, or anything just like the Unaru's shield and armor stripping mechanic to make the Incarnon form an absolute beast. The idea is simple: when there are no defenses, then innate blast of the Incarnon form won't be a problem, and instead, it would wreck all enemies in the game. Another good thing about the Incarnon form is that its charges are enough to actually have fun before switching to the normal variant of the evolving weapon. I don't know about you though, but at first try, I felt this weird feeling that I mostly like the damage part of the normal form compared to the evolve form. I know that the normal form is just a single target, one shot, one kill kind of gun, but it deals more damage compared to the Incarnon form of the gun. Well, that's because of how I modded the gun. Having the shotgun vendetta absolutely shreds enemies in the normal form as it increases the multi-shot, but in the Incarnon form, as I have said earlier, multi-shot doesn't work well, so I'm getting lower damage output with shotgun vendetta compared to the normal form. So if you want to have an all-around good build with the Strun Incarnon, then it would be wise to take other arcanes like Primary Merciless. Another stunning mod setup I have used for this Incarnon weapon is the Nidus Teeming Virulence setup with a gas build of my Incarnon Strun Prime. It's kind of weird, because you don't see the damage sometimes if you shoot the AoE of the Incarnon form into the group of enemies, but you will just see them dwindle in numbers because of the gas procs. And mind you, I wasn't using anything that strip their armor and shield on this one. It's just plain grouping with Ensnare and shooting the AoE of the Incarnon Strun Prime. Now, here's the neat part. Even leveling it with a gas build was a breeze against level 180 trash mobs. The damage against Acolyte was also decent, but I got problems with it against Eximus units. This is just me messing around with builds, but when I started to use somehow the right element for the job, both normal and Incarnon form of Strun Prime became a menace to the enemies. It's just pure kill speed, and I can honestly say that this is the best shotgun I have ever used in the game this year. I'm a big Arcaplasma fan, but since the nerf, I wasn't even using the shotgun anymore. The Incarnon Strun Prime made me love using shotguns again, and I think you will love it too. I don't have the best build for my Incarnon Strun Prime yet, since I was modding my Strun Prime with pure element before the Incarnon form. Right now, you'll be safe with dual stat mods since the Incarnon form has decent status chance also. This is the final mod setup I have for now in my Incarnon Strun Prime, but this is good only for those enemies who are armored and weak against corrosive. You can try to do a viral setup, or even a mix of viral and heat with this shotgun right now, or you can do a heat and slash based setup with hunt ammunition if you have something like the Nourish ability to proc viral constantly. You can even mod this weapon now with a gas setup if you want some group and nuke fun. Honestly, there are many ways to build and have fun with this shotgun, and I'm loving it so far. Before you leave, I would just like to discuss the evolution I pick for this gun. For evolution 2, I choose the Blazing Barrel for the multi-shot on the normal form. This helps boost the pellet count of the normal form of the Incarnon Strun Prime, which turns into more damage. Honestly, there's not best in slot in all the evolution of this gun, and it's only a personal preference in my opinion. Just like evolution 3, you can either pick reload speed or projectile speed, or go with the more interesting perk with the galvanic reload. But, do take note that this perk will only work if you are hitting enemies that are affected by electric status. This can be done with warframes such as Gyre or Volt, or you can use Volt's Augment Shock Trooper if you really want this perk to work. But mind you, the perk only works again in normal form and not in its evolved form. And lastly, the same can be said with the final evolution. It depends on the preference or what version of the Strun are you using. In my case, I should be using the Brutal Edge for the balance status and critical since I'm using Strun Prime, but I prefer to go with more critical instead for this build. Just like I have said, it's just personal preference, and the perks for this Incarnon weapon are only intended so you can tune the build you have for your play style. I'm an old-time Warframe player, And when it comes to shotgun, many players like me would say in the past that Tigris Prime is the king, but right now, I would say that Strun Incarnon equipped in the Strun Prime is the new king of shotguns. It's really an amazing weapon that I missed on the first week, but glad I finally got it this time. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.